Guys, so welcome. This is going to be the video for the Tulip decor kit. You're going to be making the little house and then the little wooden frame in this video, and then the gnome will be in a separate video. So first and foremost, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to paint. So before at this point you probably just want to stop your video. You're going to want to just grab your paint. You're going to paint your house, you're going to paint your frame. A couple things here. One side of your house is going to get covered with paper, so you don't necessarily need to go crazy on both sides. So pick a side that you want to be the back, and then pick a side that's going to be your front, which is going to be where your paper is going to go. The same with the wooden frame. The inside here is going to get covered with paper. So all you really need to worry about are your sides, the front, and then the inside edges. And then obviously you're covering this up. So if it gets really sloppy while you're trying to get in the corners and stuff like that, that's okay because you're going to be covering that up. And then third, you'll want to paint your tulip. So, you know, paint the green and then the pink that's in your paint kit. If you don't want to paint it pink and you want a different color, feel free. Craft paints are super inexpensive. You can grab them at Walmart, grab the color you want, but in your kit you will have pink. All right, so once you do those two things, get these painted, what we're gonna do next is we are going to actually Mod Podge these onto the fronts. So you can pick whatever one you want to start with. I'm going to start with the house. So get your Mod Podge, get your little foam brush, and you're just going to go ahead and put a pretty good amount evenly on the front of your house. All right, so once you've done that, you can go ahead and put that on there. Like so. I always just go around. If there's like any coming out the sides, I just get that right off. All right, so we'll let that one sit there for a second, and then we'll do the same thing with the inside of the frame. And then as it goes, you are either a lover of the smell of Mod Podge or you think it's disgusting. I don't love the smell of it. Like, I'm not completely like put off by it, but I'm not like, it's not one of the like weird smells that I personally enjoy. And then if you go to put your piece of paper in there, for whatever reason it doesn't fit perfectly, just trim it. Obviously these are handmade, so the wood and just the way things go, everything is not going to be exactly to the milli inch from workshop to workshop. So if it doesn't fit right, just trim it. But it should be pretty darn close. All right. So once you kind of smush that down, I'm going to grab my house again. And then I'm just going to do a light coat over the top on the sides here. I really am wanting to cement my sides onto my house. And the same with your house. If it just isn't, if it doesn't perfectly fit and you need to trim it, same thing. Feel free to trim it. All right, and then once you've got that front or the sides of that kind of glued down, feel free to go over. You can do just a light coat on the top. Just keep in mind that your brush strokes and things will dry as is. So if you clump it on there and you leave it, you will be able to see it. So just make sure you're doing nice even strokes, and you don't got globs anywhere, because globs are bad. All right, so then I'm going to let that sit. Can set that aside. And then I'm just gonna do the edges here. This one's really nicely in there. And then if you've got any bubbles coming up, you'll just want to make sure you get those pressed down. Sometimes if you put too much on, you can get bubbles, but I'm actually just gonna do my edges. Not wildly concerned on this one because it's so tightly fitted into the frame that I don't think it's going anywhere. But same thing, just make sure you're not leaving globs of it anywhere. All right. So once you've got those attached, the paper is on, you're gonna just wanna let it dry for a little bit. And then once she dries, then we will go moving on to the next step. All right, guys, so once everything is dry, and one thing I forgot to mention, if you guys have extra Mod Podge after you put your paper on and you wanna seal this, it's basically what that is as a sealer. You can kind of see it gives it this like shiny finish. So if you want to go ahead and do that, feel free to just go ahead and put that on. You can do that for the frame, and you can do it for your house. So once everything's dry, go ahead and you can glue your tulip on. I just use ordinary wood glue. Whatever you use, just get your tulip on there. You'll probably just want to let it sit for a bit till it's dry. And then lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our words in here. Honestly, this phrase can go whichever direction. If you want live simply, bloom wildly, or bloom wildly, live simply. I don't think there's really a wrong way. Your vinyl has all been pre-peeled for you, which means I've already done the hard work. So when you go to peel it off, it should come off pretty easily. If you've got a letter for some reason that is sticking to this backing, just put it down and then just rub over it. And then it should stick to that carrier clear stuff pretty good. Once you peel it off, you no longer need this. You can just discard that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay it down where we want it. Just keep in mind, once you put this down on that paper, that's pretty much where it's going to live. Okay, so once you place it, then just go ahead and just give it a quick little rub. You just want to go over those letters. Doesn't need to get too crazy. Okay, and then you're gonna go find the edge of it, and you're gonna start peeling very, very slowly. When you start to peel, you may just have to give that first little letter a little extra loving, especially if you start over here with this Y. There we go. And then just start pulling slowly. And then, like I said, as long as you're going slowly, you're pulling slowly. If you've got a letter that doesn't want to stick, just rub on top of it. When you go to pull it off, it should stick pretty easily. Oop, my bee's gonna be a pain in the butt. There we go. I always go over it once more with my finger. Just make sure it's nicely stuck down. So there you go. Then obviously these transfer pieces are just trash now. You can throw those away. And both of these pieces are completed. Make sure that you take a picture of them with your decor kit, or maybe you're just setting these someplace in your house, super cute for spring. Make sure you take some pictures and you show us all of your hard work.